Well, hi everybody. This is DearMamaSal, and I'm out and about. I'm off to go and visit Nana again, for those of you who are broadcast viewers. And she's very kindly picked up some mugs for the DearMamaSal mug collection. And so I'm going off to meet her and increase our stock, so to speak. Anyway, it's very, very kind of her. She happened to see them and very kindly picked them up for me. I thought I'd just update you a bit more about what it's like for me to be retired. I'm just about to finish. Tomorrow will be the end of my second month of retirement, and I know I did an update after the first month, and now let me give you an update after the second one. What I noticed this month was, I think I'm in some ways even busier than I was before. I again will say that the only thing that really has changed is the hours of work. And I say the hours of work because I am finding that my natural way of working is very different. It's no wonder I struggle. It seems to me that I do some of my best work starting at sort of 3 o'clock in the afternoon through until midnight. So what happens then is it takes me until about 3 o'clock in the morning to actually be ready to go to sleep, for my mind to unwind and to do stuff. So it's been very, very interesting, because I don't wake up until about anywhere between 8:30 and 9:30, somewhere in there. And I probably don't get out of bed until 10. So it is a very different pattern, and I keep wondering, should I change it? And I'm going, heck no. If this is my natural pattern, I'm not having to please anybody anymore. I don't have to be at work at every given time. I can just do what my body wants to. I will again say that I'm noticing that I am really still spending far too much at the grocery store. And I think in a way I end up throwing a lot of food away, and I saw something about that recently, and I wonder about the rest of you. Do you find that you throw a lot of food away? In other words, one week I will pick up a hand of bananas and I'll use them all, and the next week I don't. But I'm in the habit of buying a handful of bananas every week. So that's just one example, but I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. So I've got to be more selective about what I buy, but I do like buying fresh fruit. That I have discovered. Even if I buy fresh fruit and then freeze it myself. So that's another thing that I'm really aware of, that my grocery bill hasn't come down a whole lot that I thought it would. I think the other thing is how quickly weeks go by. And that's probably because I'm pretty busy. And what's a bit scary for me is that any minute now we're going to go into December time. Well, we're already in December time. It's December time all year for me, but we're going to be going into the final push for December, when we start actually, involving all the viewers. And that's going to be very busy indeed. So something's going to have to give, and I think I've got to look at that now, which is, what am I going to tone down a bit so that I can do that. In terms of learning, I have learned a lot. I've definitely become very, very proficient at the basic skills on my silhouette, and I'm just about to sort of try the next step, which will probably be t-shirts, because that's something that everybody wanted. But I really have to say that I'm getting pretty okay with doing things like mugs. And I must admit that I have done a couple of Beersteins. I did one for Dougie, and then I did one for the birthday party I went to on Monday night. And they're very, I must admit, people really seem to like them. So either they're very polite or they genuinely do like them. But what I also found was that I could put a decal actually on the package itself. You know, instead of having a card, I just put a decal on the wrapping. So that makes it fun. Absolutely way too much to do for a present, but it does look nice. So I did like a circle, you know, with the guy's name at the top and then a little something at the bottom. So it looked like a proper decal. But it was really cute. I was quite surprised how cute it was. So I think that's important for you to hear that amusement, the amusement, because really I wanted to do stuff that amused me, and that definitely did. Now the next thing I'm going to start doing is working with some more complex stuff, and that's my next sort of plan. But of course I've realized that I've left all this now until we're about to run into December time, so I've got to be very aware of what I'm doing. So really not a lot of change. The other thing, no, without a doubt, the other thing is I really don't need very many clothes. But you need different clothes. So I found that, you know, like for example what I'm wearing today, the light sort of tracksuit type clothing is beautiful for me. So comfortable. You know, and you can just mix and match it up with different tops and that's fine. And I definitely can see I'm going to spend my winter dressed like this. So get used to the clothes. There won't be many of them. You'll be seeing a lot of them. So that is definitely a change. I'm not quite sure. I should keep track of it, but I'm not using a whole lot of gas, although I'm going to obviously use quite a bit today, but I'm not using as much gas, obviously, because I'm not driving to and from work every day. But on the other hand, I'm also not using the car, so the car is not wearing out, I guess, as much as it might have done, so that'll put some longevity on it. But I do need to take the car in and have some major work done on it. As you probably have heard, I've got a problem with the fuel tank sensor, and it doesn't happen all the time, but every now and then my fuel tank gauge just drops. And at the moment I can get it to stop connecting again if I just brake hard, and it forces the fuel to, it must be the float actually that gets stuck. Anyway, but they need to fix that, because obviously you can't drive around not knowing what you got in the tank. It's a pretty dangerous thing for me to be doing. Now, as I drive today, I have to tell you, I've got chaos happening at home, in as much as for some reason I don't have any gas going to my house. And I know what you're all thinking, try paying the bill, Sal. Well, I have done that. And I checked to make sure that I have paid it, you know, I pay it automatically. It's an automatic payment. So that's not the reason. So I must admit, Wade's very kindly calling in somebody to have a look at that for us. Now, we think it's connected to what happened, you know, because we recently had the furnace and the fireplace serviced. and now suddenly, and that required turning off and turning on the gas, and now suddenly we don't have gas. So we think we're going to give that guy a chance to have a look at it first before we call the gas people out to have a look at why we haven't got any gas coming to the house. We've sort of turned on the obvious things and doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Quite a strange situation. Now, I have a request for you. As some of you know, I have promised that I will start doing a series about my life. Where I was born, how I grew up, where I've traveled, and my memories of all that time. But what I decided was I could really do with a really great name. As you know, we have Sal and Hal for the Halogen Oven experiments. We have Sal and Sil for the excuse me, for the silhouette experiences, and now we need one for the travels. So I was sort of starting to put my mind around it, and I thought, you know something, I need to go to the source. So I'm going to let you guys come up with a really good name for me if you can. And just so you understand, it will be the sort of name of the playlist, if you like. And under that, you will find all the stories about my life. So think about that. Let me have you some suggestions, and we'll see if we can pick a good one. Well, I'm sure they'll all be good ones, but we'll pick the one that people like the most. I'll get a collection of them, and then I will put them up for a vote.